I'm Pam Ross, the Culturalist. I love good conversations with interesting people. In this podcast, we use the art of conversation to explore what's happening in culture. Thanks for joining us. Hey, Dionne. Girl, I'm so glad.
How you doing?
Doing good. I finally got home after, I was stuck in Indianapolis.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I was stuck in Indianapolis and I made a very wise decision. I didn't really make it. Did I tell you the story of how I got home? The so I was in Indianapolis doing some ministry things.
Yeah.
Spent time with your mom, my bestie, love her, and,
hmm
went to church Sunday and was supposed to leave at about 8:40 that evening. When I was preparing to go to the airport, I get a text saying my flight is canceled, not delayed, canceled. So then I decide, okay, this happens. You just get on an app and you book another flight. So you got on an app, booked another flight. That one was a little bit later, but I'm still going to get home tonight. I'm a newlywed after all. I'm trying to get home. So then I start getting notifications that flight's delayed. Then that flight's delayed again. And then it was like, it's going to leave at 1 a.m. And I was like, this isn't good. Then it said, it's going to leave at 10 o'clock. I'm like, what? So I
In the morning or night?
at night. I've never seen a flight like bounce front and back
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
crazy.
So I called them. I'm thinking their text messaging system is off. So I called them. I said, hey, what time is this flight really going to leave? Oh,
Mhm.
10 something. So it goes back to they're reinforcing the 10 o'clock. Get in
Okay.
the car, we get there, they start pushing it back, pushing it back. I had seen another one that was like 5 in the morning, but it was nearly $800. And I had already spent more money booking after the one that was canceled.
Also, wait, you had to book it yourself. They didn't reimburse
Oh,
you?
yeah, because the first airline, I don't want to say their name, but to boldly go where no one else has ever gone before.
Is it the final?
The charter, new, fill in the blank. That
New place?
new
You're
places.
going out to the wide open space?
I'd never flown them before. And so they simply said cancel. They said you can get a flight credit or you can get a refund, but you can't get home. That's your options right.
I don't know what to tell you, man.
I don't know what to tell you, but we ain't taking you home.
Right.
You can, honey, you can kick rocks. They
You
basically
meet me on what's that song? On the airplane.
yes. I don't care how you get there, but get there however you can.
If
We're
you
taking
can.
you home. We're taking you home. And so I got on I just went to a different app to
Uh-huh.
say, what does this airline have? What does that airline have? And I booked. And so I'm at the airport and I realized people are exhausted. Like, you know how you get there and you're like, la, 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 and you walk into their exhausted energy
Yeah.
and you're going, what's going on here? Everybody's exhausted. And so it was delayed and then delayed again. And the flight, we kept getting these text messages saying it's up, it's down, it's 1 a.m., it's 11. It's like, it was nuts. So the gate agent, smart lady, she said, let me tell these people what's going on because information helps people wait.
Yes.
Basically, she said, we're trying to get your plane here.
Okay.
There's winds, high winds where your plane is. To the
Uh,
point where it was on its way out. So we texted y'all, and then it's pulled back to the gate.
mhm.
And so we don't. So if you want to come up, we'll put you on a different flight, or we'll give you your options. But we
Mhm.
don't know. Like she was just very honest. We don't know. And so she said, no, she didn't say we don't know. She said we'll tell you when it leaves the gate. Then we'll be able to estimate.
Okay.
And so I went and got in line, and it was a black lady with a bald head. I don't know why that just screams smart to me, but I was like, this lady is smart. I can see it. And I was tired. And I
That
have,
big earring, because that's always
yes, girl.
big
So
earring.
I felt like I'm tired. It's been a long weekend. We were at the funeral, then we did ministry, then all that. I said, I probably shouldn't be making this decision. So I told her that. And her name was Terry. I said, Terry, I'm very tired and it's the end of the day. And I honestly don't know if I'm making the best decision to just sit here and wait this out. What would you do if you were me? She said, nobody knows when these winds are going to stop. Nobody knows when they're going to get your plane here. If I were you, I would go get some sleep and get on this, take this last seat on this 5 a.m. flight. I said, I saw that flight, but it's nearly $800. She said, not for you. Since we didn't put y'all through all this, I'll put you on. I said, okay, thank you. She said, I have one seat left. Put me on it. She said, in fact, I said, is there a hotel connected to this airport? You know, where you can just walk right in?
Yeah.
She said, no, but take this voucher. This is a distressed passenger voucher. I said, I'm distressed, Terry. Distressed is what I am.
Right. Flummoxed, distressed.
And do you see the distress? Do you see it? So she said, take this distressed passenger voucher. You can get a room for $100. Call this number. They'll come pick you up. I said, I'm going to be laying on the curb. I'm going to lay on the curb.
That kind of said distressed.
Distressed passenger.
My name is right. At this moment, I am feeling distressed. That's not my name.
Okay. So I went to the hotel and slept. And then sure enough, I think they ended up canceling it because when I looked it up the next day, it showed that it was canceled.
Oh, the 5 o'clock.
So I could say I made the best decision, but the truth of the matter is Terry made the best decision. I did make a good decision because I decided that I was too tired to decide.
Don't you say, isn't there a quote that you have about that? Never make a decision when you're...
I do. I teach it to executives. When you are hungry, angry, lonely, or tired. And I'll put another T on the end and say, or tired. Because I was beyond tired.
Or distressed.
Or distressed. It's hungry, angry, lonely, tired, and E for extremely tired, and D for distressed. Halted. That's where we added to it. So I was happy to get home. I know I haven't seen you since then. And I'll be back in the Midwest preaching. Glory to God.
You're going back to Indiana.
I am.
Back to where you start. Well, you didn't start here, but yeah.
Yes, I'm going back to Indiana. I'll be preaching. I think by the time this one drops, I will have already preached. But so I'm going back to Indiana. So I'm happy.
For those of you who were like the funeral, we lost one amazing person.
Oh my God.
It's can't even really put into words how amazing she was.
Just brilliant. I love educators, first of all. And so her role here on earth was an educator, and she educated in so many different areas, you know. She and her husband did marriage ministry. What I love about, their last name being McKnight. Do you know his proposal story?
I think so. Refresh my memory.
So he was trying to get her, there's a Mexican restaurant that she loved. And so whenever he'd say, where do you want to go? She would always say that restaurant. So he knew she would want to go to that restaurant. And this time, her little smart self, she said, well, let's go to blah, blah, blah. Like someplace he likes. He said, you sure you don't want to go to? No, you always take me to my favorite. He said, you know what? That's where I feel like that's what I want to eat today. He has a little bit of a stutter. So she said he was nervous and perspiring and she's like, are you okay? Not at all thinking that he has this thing planned. Well, they go to the restaurant and they're eating, and I think the meal was coming to an end. He excuses himself. She thinks he's going to the restroom. He comes back with her family as backup. But here's the deal. You ain't even ready for this.
What?
Dressed in a suit of armor.
Yes, I do remember this.
Yes, because his name is McKnight. And so he showed up as the knight in shining armor. How could you say no to that?
You can't. He's
just the best guy.
So
yes, I'm happy for her. I know.
Yeah.
I know she is with the Lord and she is out of pain, and she's such a champ. She fought and believed to the last moment, and she decided, I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
And so my heart was really going out for them, but I'm grieving well. I think I'm grieving well. I've been able to kind of get some tears out in prayer time, just kind of in my quiet time, because, if people are worth the grief, loving people, it's worth it.
I love that. It's worth
it. It's worth the tears. It's worth
the song. that says, it's better, or not the song, but the phrase, "'Tis better to have loved and lost than never loved at
And
all."
never to have loved it all. Yes. And I know that's about romantic love, but I also believe just people we meet that we
Yeah.
love.
See,
We
I don't
just
take that just
love
for
them.
romantic. I think it's the truth for anything.
Yes,
Would
I
you rather,
agree. It is.
yeah, would you rather deal, say, well, I just am going to cocoon myself and never be sad, or
Yes.
it's worth the risk, you
It's
know?
worth the risk to have real friends, real people you love. She referred to me as a mom, and I love that because I am a mama, and she edited my books, and
Yeah.
she and her husband came and served at Get Ready to Fly, and they had such a pivotal role as praying for people all day, just being available to pray all day.
Yeah.
She has flown away, and they will be all right. It's well. It is well. But
Yeah.
I'm glad I went. I wasn't gonna go because I think I was thinking more of myself.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
I don't
And
want to go. I don't want to put myself through it. And then I thought, no, go and just be present for the family. They've lost more than I lost.
yeah. Yeah. Her girls
Mhm.
are amazing women. They're
They
not
are.
anymore, they're women, but they still, everybody needs your mom.
Yes. I
Mom,
don't care if you 70 and your mom is 95.
he's still,
Seriously, and your mama go to heaven.
mhm.
Listen, that
It's
still
still,
hurts.
mom, dad, well, like you said, loved ones, but especially moms, it hits.
Especially moms. It's a thing. My
Yeah.
mom is 80. Now, my mom is 86. That's your me mom, right?
Yeah.
You know what she did? Let me see if I can find this. She went, oh no, I sent it to you.
And it
She
too.
went to the Y and got in the pool.
Oh, you know what? I used to take her to the Y when she was here with me,
Did she
remember?
get in the pool?
She didn't get in the pool because the time didn't work for us, but she would do the
Yes.
sneakers and she would be in the chair. We were
And
marching.
doing her little sneaker thing. Well, honey, 86 doing new things. I said,
I
Lord,
love it.
me too.
I love it.
Me too. I said,
Never
Lord,
stop living.
86.
Never stop
Yes.
believing. Journey said it the best. Don't stop believing.
Don't stop believing. Just keep growing, keep doing,
Yeah.
and especially learning something new
Yeah.
that has to do with your mind and your muscle in a swim class. Like, oh
Keeps
my
you
God,
alive, keeps you sane, keeps you,
it does.
your mind needs to. Speaking
Yeah.
of,
Well, okay. Speaking of mind,
yes,
child, I have what do they call that thing when you can't get an earworm?
an earworm.
I don't
What's
know
your,
why I don't like that phrase earworm. It reminds me of the Star Trek episode when he had the thing in his ear. But the
my God, I think, honest to God, I have probably watched one episode of Star Trek.
uh-huh.
Full episode. I've seen bits and pieces.
Was it that one?
I'm not a Trekkie.
I can't believe you're not a Trekkie.
I'm not a Trekkie.
Okay, this podcast is over, but no, I can't.
I
Wait. You never watched like any of the generations, the original with Lieutenant Uhuru.
My seat just fell down. Did you see?
I saw your head kind of. What happened to you?
I pushed the wrong button. I was trying to.
You got that new chair. You got that newfangled Star Trek
Oh my,
chair. Talk about you don't watch
I never watched Star
Star
Trek.
Trek.
But wait, so no, I've never watched any iterations of
Any
it.
of them. You didn't watch any of Jean-Luc Picard with his fine self.
No. But guess what I
But
love?
and then there's a new one where the it's a black lady. She is a bad sister, super smart,
I,
science, all of that.
I didn't
Nothing.
watch. I love Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay.
I don't, for some reason, Star Trek was just not. mm.
Okay. The Federation sends its regrets that they have not tempted you, drawn you
So
in.
this part, that's about all I know.
Live long and prosper. Well, that's pretty good.
I almost said Nanu Nanu. That is not Star Trek.
You know what? Listen, there is a thing because the month of May will be rolling upon us quickly, May the 4th.
Yeah, I know.
And we know that is a Star Wars holiday. May the
Oh,
4th.
that's right. Star Wars. Okay, I have another confession.
What? You've not seen any of the Star. Oh, people of America, people of the
I
world.
think I think I might have seen the first
I'm
one.
going to take a drink out of my new cup.
I think I might have seen the first one, but I don't think I watched the whole thing. No,
What iconic movies that are like, these are the movies? What movies have you seen?
Boys in the Hood, Coming to America,
Yeah. Did you
that
see
kind
Back to the Future? Did you see any
of
of
Back to
those?
the Future, of
Did you
course.
see any of the Indiana Jones?
Yes,
Those
yes,
are all good except the last one was trash.
yeah. The
I
first
said
two
it here.
Indiana Jones
It
I
was
saw.
trash. Yeah.
The other ones, Yeah, so those like I've never seen
Okay.
Godfather. I've never seen any of the
I
Godfathers.
had never seen any, but being married to this guy for 6 months,
Yeah.
5 months, we trade movie recommendations. So I'll watch a movie, he'll watch, I'll watch one of his, he'll watch one of mine. So I've seen all of the Godfather movies.
So those kind of not seen. Okay, so I'll check.
All
So
right. So
earworm,
anyway, worm, this is the worm, the earworm that's gotten into my brain. I
okay.
was out golfing
Yeah.
today. I'm like teeing up and I hear, oh, I said,
I
what
got my boots on the ground. Where them fans at?
the I said, what am I doing?
Right.
Focus, hit the ball. I'm just trying to hit the
See, I
ball.
would have started dancing. My hip would have gone up while I was
Yes, yes. I
when
said,
I say that.
I
Um,
can't get enough of it.
and then for me, it's that one, but it's also the Dolce song, The Anxiety.
Yes.
And I like the original where they sample because they sample dun, 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 somebody that I used to
Oh
know.
yeah, yeah,
That
yeah, yeah,
sample from that. But I love the beat of Anxiety, but I hate it because I'm like, I don't have anxiety. I'm not about to keep saying
no, you don't want to say it. You don't want to say it.
I don't have it. But they're all about
It
yeah.
sounds just like, yeah,
Yes. And so Boots on the Ground, it's funny to me because like all the stuff that's going on in the world
yeah.
in the United States today, they're like, well, black people just are we're just over here learning.
I need some. When I say,
We don't care. Like we're like we can't we're not
when
about to
I say, it's a perfect time for us to have our own, like in the midst of all of this, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna have a cookout.
yeah.
That's all I got to say. What I'm saying is
I
that, in
mean,
fact, that's going to be my new comment as I'm scrolling, and I see something crazy on Instagram or,
mhm.
uh,
I'm
uh,
listening. I'll be right back. Hold on.
okay. If when I see something crazy, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to say where them fans at. People will be there and be like the country's on fire or whatever, whatever. I'm just going to say where them fans at. And people hopefully will know that that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I see you trying to adjust the
The blind.
now you have a shadow of our editor is going to really get you. Nia is going to get you.
No, but
If
I
you lean forward though, it'll look like you have a headband on, and then
right.
you just leave
If
it
I
like
do
that.
this,
Yes,
let me see
lean,
if I put
lean
my
all the way in. It'll look like you have a headband on, and there you go. Stop right there, and now you do the whole podcast just like that.
yeah.
So, so yes, so it was in my. You know how people tell you how you get rid of an earworm? You get rid of an earworm by listening to the entire song.
That doesn't work for me.
It didn't work. So I said, I'm going to learn the dance. So last night I'm in the kitchen. I found a tutorial. I'm
Uh-huh.
just doing this dance. Now, I'm married to a non-dancer. So,
No.
well, the wonderful thing I like about him is one of the many things I love about him is he can dance to save anyone's life.
not,
Not
not even his
in
own.
mine. Not in mine. He can't dance to save nobody's life. But there's so few that you see people who are non-dancers
Mhm.
and they know they're a non-dancer and will still get up and dance.
And I love it because you know what?
He's like, I know I'm not good at this,
God said make a
but
joyful
it's
noise.
fun. Yes.
Same
It's
and
like
dancing.
people who they know they can't sing,
Yeah.
but they're gonna lift their hands in worship, or they're gonna get on karaoke and they're gonna just have fun with it. Because
As long as they don't get on American Idol or any of those.
no, he's not. You're
Which you
not
need
gonna
to
see
do.
him on Dancing with the Stars. You're not gonna see him on Dancing with the IT guys. It ain't gonna happen.
That is a show I might watch. I
Dancing with
might
the
watch
IT
that.
guys.
Dancing with
I
the
should
IT.
invent it. I should create that show.
IT and what else?
Dancing with the IT guys.
Yeah.
Oh, it would be nerd palooza. It would be extremely hot. You know how I feel about nerdy
You
people.
know, nerds are in now.
Well, I'm glad I scooped mine up. Yeah, so that's been a thing, and I'm so happy that there's joy because
Yes.
I don't, I'm a social media person. I do check out the world on social media to see what's happening. I do a lot of work on social media trying to encourage leaders to be great leaders, but then I'm
Mhm.
also on there to see what's happening in our world. I'll look at news outlets and stuff like that, and the world is crazy right now in America. But actually America can't be insane alone because
Yeah.
we are a global leader. We're a global leader. So if as the leader goes, so does the people
That's
that are
it.
connected, unless they begin to disconnect. Yeah.
So let's talk about that disconnect that you're saying. So why we need to disconnect, or why we have to disconnect at some
Well, I
point.
think there's countries that are disconnecting as far as their allyship. We look at Mexico, we look at Canada. They've been very clear about disconnecting. I don't know if this is true with this thing with France, basically saying, give us back the Statue of Liberty because
No, I didn't see that. Is that what they said? France.
I don't know if it's true, but it's like a thing on social media.
Oh, oh no, that's probably not true because
And
France has
so
their
a
own
lot
issue.
of what you see there, you just have to go and do your
Yeah,
own research, which
yeah.
we did before
Take
this
it with a
doggone
grain of salt.
election. We did before this doggone election, and these people have voted. And all I can say is, I feel like I'm torn, D. This is therapy moment.
Okay.
I feel like I'm torn between that's what you get to on the other end, like, how you feel like you want to rally, hold
Hmm.
people together. Come
Hmm.
on, we have to stand against this tyranny. And then the other end of it is that's what you get. I hope you get more of it
Because we told you.
because
I,
we told you.
you know
But the
what?
middle there has to be some type of a middle.
But it's interesting you say that because I was truly, and now for those of you who are Christian, I was asking God. I said, God,
Mhm.
you got to help me because in my heart,
Yes.
my horrible heart that God said is intrinsically evil.
Yes.
I don't care. That's their fault. That's what they
That's your
did.
fault. That's what you get. We told you the fire was
We
hot. We
told
told you the
you.
stove was
We
hot.
told
And
you.
now your little hands burnt.
We pulled up the Ring camera. We said, look, it's on fire. You see this? Look right here. Y'all said, is it really fire? He's not going to really let it burn. He's going to pour some water. We said, no, he's not. But then the other day, I was listening something because I'm social media. I get my
Yeah.
information from TikTok and then I go and study because
Yes.
the
We
news
have
out.
to. Mhm.
And I actually felt myself have compassion for someone who was in the
Did you?
FO stage of the FAFO. And I said,
Wow.
okay, God. Because I was like, you know what? They really are just, and no offense to anybody, but I just felt this. I said they really are stupid. And I saw this as a teacher, from the teaching perspective. They were ignorant in the sense they didn't do their work. They didn't do the homework. So when it
But
came to
here's
the
the
test time,
deal. Part of me wants to say they didn't know. The people that voted for the current president, they just didn't know that he would do what he's doing.
mhm,
And however, and I can't prove that anybody did know because most people didn't do their due
mhm,
diligence.
that's the
But
problem.
there's some things that they did know
Mhm.
and they purposely overlooked.
It's not, for me, it
So
wasn't that
it's
people were,
like buying a car from someone you know is a liar, a
yeah.
cheat, a thief. You know this is about this person, but I didn't read the Carfax. Well, maybe you didn't read the Carfax, but you know all these things about the
But you
salesman.
saw the video. You saw the video of the car going into the water and people coming
Uh-huh.
out and fishing out the car. So for me, it was a lady who English was not her first language. She
Okay.
was not from here originally. She had become
Okay.
like, I don't even know if she was a naturalized citizen or she just had her green card.
Mm-hmm.
And my first response was, that's what you get. You're gonna get sent back home too. But
Mm.
then God said, well, no, she probably really didn't understand. In her mind, she thought he said, I'm going to fix the economy. And she was looking at it from a very myopic view. So that's
Yeah.
what I felt some compassion.
So just looking at her world
That's her specific
and
work.
choosing, I'm gonna believe this person that they're not gonna just get rich
Yes.
off of our poverty.
Mhm. And because I
Because
would
why would he do that? He wouldn't do that.
that's for
And
me.
you found yourself having compassion.
I did. And I was like, what's happening? I mean, not what's happening, but I was like,
Yes.
and so because for me, I know we talked about this is kind of how it got started. I'm working through my anger about people saying that the issue that people voted for wasn't, oh no, we didn't vote against her because of this. We voted for him because of this. And
No, I don't buy any of it. Nobody gets a hall
the
pass.
truth is, my feeling is you guys, you're racist. I
Yes.
hate to be called racist because that is
Yes.
like that's a four-letter word now. That's a taboo.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You saw what he did in his first term.
Yes.
And you said he told you what he was going to do in this term, and you said, I don't really believe it, but she, what has she done as vice president? She did what she was supposed to do.
Yeah, she did
So
her
what did
job.
y'all expect her to do? And now guess what? They're looking, saying, why isn't Kamala helping out? Why, where is she?
What? Are you
Well,
kidding me? Are you
no,
kidding me?
people are saying like, well, she should be out here standing up saying some stuff, and we're like, she did. She told you
She
everything.
said she told y'all.
Yeah.
She said he's gonna sell out Ukraine, and he sold out Ukraine.
We we could see it. We said we were
He
out
said
there
he's gonna sell out the farmers. Sold out the farmers.
because what did
Told us.
the man was so upset that he lost, he incited a riot. He
Yes.
is such a horrible person that he is a sexual abuser who was indicted, who was
Yes.
convicted, and
Yes.
you guys are still saying, well,
Well, but you're right. There's something that if you had read a rap sheet,
mm-hmm.
if you put the person's picture on the front and the rap sheet on the back, and you just read the rap sheet, that person would have said, oh no, this person is not qualified.
And right, showed no
How many
passion.
bankruptcies,
Yeah,
terrible business person, operates like a mob boss, just despicable. You would have said no.
no.
And then you read her qualifications, and you would have said, this is the person I want, without knowing male, female, black, white. But you flip them pictures over and you say,
Oh,
oh, it is innate bias.
bias.
It's at the least, it's bias. The
Right. The
real truth
least
is, it's racist.
racist
I,
and
it's
misogynist.
nobody. And I said, Lord, maybe I know. It's not like what issue? When someone said to me, well, I voted strictly on regarding abortion. He's not anti-abortion. He said, I'm gonna send it to
Oh,
the states and I'm gonna let the states decide. And so all of these white evangelical Christians, God bless you. God bless you. Seriously, bless your heart. It you have convinced your constituents
mhm.
that this was your issue. That wasn't their issue.
See, and
That wasn't the issue. You convinced your constituents this is
that
why I'm
was,
supporting him. That really wasn't why. Come
and
on.
that's where because you're like, you're like, really, God bless their heart. And my feeling for people that profess Christianity,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you're racist, and because I have
Absolutely.
compassion for those who don't profess Christianity. If I'm a Christian and I
Yeah.
what the Bible says, and I do, I say, oh, you haven't read the same Bible I've read. I can understand
Right.
you
I
what.
understand that.
But for all of those people who are up there saying Jesus, 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 and Jesus is like, who? You ain't talking about me
Ooh, I know you never referring to me.
because none of that's what I believe.
Come
None of
on.
what I told you to
And
do.
the whole chosen one.
And
I
why is everybody that's chosen look? Why do they all look the same? Why are they all
right.
lacking melanin? Why are they all
Yes.
straight hair? That's not God's work.
Yes.
And like the saying, when you get to heaven, if you make it, you're gonna be really shocked.
You're gonna be really shocked.
Shocked if you make it, because some of them. Now, once again, everybody, as a caveat, this is Dionne's personal beliefs.
Mhm.
I don't believe if you are a person who does not like me because of the color of my skin that you are going to heaven. That is
Oh
my.
no, absolutely you're not.
So you can't tell me you can't.
Absolutely. Because it's a form of murder. It's a form of murder. Did not Jesus say? He said, you have heard, don't murder. I say, don't hate.
Yes. Yes.
And so here he is saying, look, that type of deep-seated hatred,
Hmm.
where you have such a hatred for someone who looks like this, so much so that you would rather have the rapist,
Yes.
the, I mean, you would rather have this
Hmm.
than this.
The
And
person who has
you're so
shown you,
easy to believe.
and then stand for me, and this is where I get riled up, to stand in my face and tell me it's not, well, no, it's not because of color. That's not what it is. It's the economy. How much are eggs? I went to the store. Do you know how much eggs are?
Oh, I just went today.
How much were they where you are?
$8.
For how many? For a dozen?
12.
For a dozen, correct?
12. Mm-hmm.
Before Trump got in, how much were eggs?
$3.99.
I got 18 because I would get them at Costco. Yay,
Yes.
hey, Costco
Mhm.
video.
Yes.
I would get the 18 pack for like $5 or $6.
Sure.
Now that same pack, one, you can't find it because there's a
Can't
short.
find it.
And
Mm-hmm.
two, double the price.
Yes.
But it's the economy, stupid. Okay.
No, no, it's not. That's not it. That's not real. Because you know what's interesting? And we've all, if you've ever spent any time in the presence of God, really asking God to search your heart,
Yeah.
He will show you why you really did a thing.
Yes.
And if you read the book, The Force of Joy, ding, by Pam Ross, you recognize one of the things that she says in the book is every decision is an emotional decision.
Yes.
And then your logic begins to build a case around your decision so
Yes.
that you can
Yes.
defend it. You'll say, this is what I really want. And then you build all the logical reasons why it makes sense.
We
And
all become very good
oftentimes
lawyers
that
at that
stronghold, yeah.
point.
But here's the Lord. He pulls down strongholds.
Yes.
So, and one of the reasons why he pulls down strongholds is to show us the real us.
Yes.
And so you can say all you want. I have no time for it. You can say all you want. Well, it was because of this. Well, it was because of abortion. It was because of global policy. Well, we need those tariffs. Was nobody mad at Canada? Nobody was mad at Canada. That's not why you voted like
But
that.
like, and here he's against Canada, sir. You're the one who got the agreement. It was your
It
turn.
was such a bad deal. Man, you made the deal.
You made it. So what are you saying that you're a bad businessman? I mean,
Yes.
the truth, but now are you admitting it? Well, of course.
Yes.
No, no, no. It's okay, but wait. So we're talking about all of this is rooted in racism.
Yes.
We had talked about, do you have the chart of his first 6 weeks?
I do.
Okay.
Man, I can't tell. When I looked at this chart, let me see. So this is how I got this chart. You sent me, I was in my peaceful place. You sent me this TikTok. Is it a senator? Senator Chris Murphy. He's a Democrat from Connecticut. Hello, everybody in the Northeast. I'm going there this week. I'll be up in that area. So he started off with this whole that's Manny being Manny. And you guys can go, maybe we'll put the link in the bio to this
Yeah.
particular speech, but go to his website. He put the full transcript of the speech on his website. Senator Chris Murphy, Google it, find it. It's pretty amazing. He talked about being a Boston Red Sox fan and that they had a player, Manny Ramirez, who would do awful things. But he did them so publicly and he did them so often that the team and the city and the organization and the fans kind of normalized it, and they had a phrase, that's just Manny being Manny.
Yep.
And I have a lot of conversations with a lot of leaders, and
Yes.
one of the things I tell them as a culturalist is, do not normalize dysfunction.
Yes,
But
you
first
can.
we ignore it, then we participate in it,
Mhm.
then we normalize it, and then we're going to replicate it. And so I say, you've got to be able to speak truth to power. Somebody needs to pull a fire alarm. Somebody needs to speak out and say, this is not normal. This should not be happening. When I say I just had that conversation in an
Mhm.
executive coaching session with someone saying, do not, well, I just ignore it. Don't ignore it, because if you don't say anything, those around you will think that it's okay.
Yes, it
You
becomes a
ignore
fire.
it. Yeah, you got to say something. And
Yep.
so when you sent me this, I was so happy I watched the whole thing. Yay. It's hard to watch a whole thing when you're so used to scrolling.
Yeah, I just put it on double time. I watch everything double
Oh,
time.
did you? Yeah, well, you got that kind of brain. I'm 60. But anyway, I watched the whole thing. It was so good that I decided I'm going to go look it up. Read the manuscript of it, printed out the manuscript.
I mean, you
Now I
went
gotta
all
find, what
in
did I
it.
do with this? It's on my computer somewhere.
Yeah, you went all in. I just sent it. We talked about it, but I was like, I can't.
Yeah, I went all in. I said, I want to look at this thing here with this 6 weeks. I wonder if I share my screen, will Nia be okay with that? Will our editor be all right? I'm gonna share it and see.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think that would be a problem.
I don't think this is all right. Can you see it?
I can, yes.
Oh, isn't it? First of all, thank you so much for sending this to me. It's amazing. I love the fact that I'm gonna close out hold on. I don't want all my personal information out there.
Oh no, I don't see anything else.
Okay, super. So this idea of January 1st, he does the meme with the coin.
Yeah, the 20th.
He
Yep.
immediately opens a business around the fact that you're president.
Completely illegal.
And yet we have people saying he's not even taking a salary. He don't need a salary, baby. He about to rob you.
About to.
You don't got to pay me. I'm about to pay myself.
Oh,
I'm about to pay myself. Then
right.
handouts to the fossil fuel CEOs
Hmm.
happens. 3 days later, formalize the whole crypto fraud.
Hmm.
Then the whole media stock price. Then fires. This is when I knew. See, I wasn't aware of the coin thing. I wasn't aware of any of that.
But
On,
wait, no, the media stock price wasn't until the 30th. So
oh, it
we,
wasn't until the 30th.
yeah,
On the 25th, when the inspectors general were fired, I said, he has cleared the runway, about to get all this shmoney.
all of it.
Because
And
what they do is look for corruption. And
yeah.
so it's like saying, right before the crime spree, let's fire all the police.
We
If we can,
don't, we don't
right
need
before I set
you.
everything on fire, let's turn off all the water. Turn off all the
Right.
water now.
But then when it burns down, well, let's blame the ones who were standing over there
Yes.
and like,
Yeah. And say, see, this is why y'all need me to
mhm,
privatize, the, when I say this whole the golf deal, he sits down with these two folks like he wants to broker peace. No, you want to broker letting these guys come in, the
yep,
Arab, so it's the PGA over here, it's the Arabs over here, and some people from PGA will not go and play
right. Good.
um, for them because of their human rights issues
Yes.
and the way women are treated and young girls are treated. And so what he wants to do is have these people come. He wants for the Arab Gulf situation to come to Mar-a-Lago. And anyway, I
And
don't even
his,
get into the morality of that.
just, but I want people to realize this is just within 6 weeks.
It's crazy, isn't it?
And everything he that's here is not a shock in the sense because before the election, we were told this is what he's going to
This
do.
is what he's going to do.
It's
He's going to
Project
give up the money.
2025.
I think the thing that shocked me the most, and y'all can please go watch this and or go read it. It was this Eric Adams deal where the mayor of New York was indicted. And he says, well, we'll get you off for your crimes if you just support me.
Yeah.
Support me.
Yeah.
This is Godfather. Remember, I told you I watched the movies. It doesn't matter what you've done or who you've hurt or what crime you've committed.
Hmm.
If I do this favor for you, you have to remain loyal to me because one day I'm going to come and ask you for a favor.
So just be ready.
Just
Just
be ready to say yes. And I think one of the things that has happened when we look at this chart, even the idea of you can, if you're a business CEO and you want to meet with me, give me $5 million, you can come and meet with me.
yes. And people are like, "Oh no, he's doing great. He's a strong." No, he's a
No.
grifter.
No. Mm-mm, mm-mm. You're getting rid of this. And I know that there are educators upset. You're an educator upset
Yes.
about the Department of Education shutting down. But it's like, it is
He can't shut it
easier.
down, but he can make it so
Oh,
in
no, he's not shutting it down. He wants to shut it down. He's
but
firing
I'm,
half the people.
yeah. Yeah.
So
It's like
the what we're seeing again and again and again is we cripple a thing, we make it operate so subpar.
yeah.
Like I'm going to create a problem, and then the only answer to the problem is me making more money.
Yes.
And we're seeing that again and again and again and
Yeah.
again. And I'm just like, what, how are the fact that it was coming so quickly in these first few weeks? It's like every time I would watch a news show
Mhm.
or every time I'm kind of looking up a news article, I'm trying to read on one thing and there's two or three more
Something else.
things that have happened.
That's a strategy called shock and awe to keep you in a state of shock where when you're in shock, you can't do anything. So have you ever seen someone
And
that's in
not,
shock?
yes, you cannot.
You can't move. So he wants us to be in shock and awe, like shock. And then I can't believe this is happening. So we're paralyzed. So we can't speak out against it. And
Mhm.
it's worked, honestly. because
Because people feel like the train has left the station.
yeah,
Like what's happening is gonna happen, and there's nothing we can do about it. Like
and
that's what it feels like. I don't think that's the truth, but that's what it feels like.
no, I was talking with someone today. I was talking to a friend today, and that's kind of what she said. She's like, "Well, where were the Democrats? Well, why are the Democrats talking like this?" She was saying like Rachel Maddow and Joe. I told her, I said,
Mhm.
"I love Joy Reid. I love those guys."
Me too.
She said, "Well, it's like they're starting to sound like Fox where they're talking against it. He's the president. What are we supposed to? I mean, it is what it is now." I'm like, "No,
No, it's not.
that they were telling him this before or telling us this
Yes.
before she got fired for telling the truth
Yes.
because she's a black woman, because
Yes.
Rachel has been saying the same thing. Rachel's
Been
still
saying the
I,
same thing,
I
and
like
she's still
Rachel.
there. Me
And it's
too.
not Rachel's fault.
I have
But
no problem with her.
Rachel said it herself. She said the reason they were fired is because
Yes.
that
Yes.
this.
It's so blatant.
It's so blatant. So
And then we
blatant.
have people, I hate to even bring it up,
What?
who are black.
That's what I when you were talking about Eric Robert or Adams, that's what I'm like, dude, you're
I
black.
would have been like, no, I'm gonna, but there has to be a level of selfishness for you to ignore what's happening.
Yep.
There just has to be a level of selfishness for you to be able to say, oh well. When we say, guys, the inspectors for Starlink who were investigating this have all been fired. Isn't
All
that
of them.
suspicious? Well, I mean,
I'm okay. You're
I'm
okay.
okay.
And I was telling the same friend today, I said, and I've talked about this a lot. It's truly, the Bible says it. History, there's nothing new under the sun. If you watch
No,
every single world war, everything that's happening now,
yes, happened.
it's happened. Trump is doing the same thing playbook that Hitler did. Because you know he loves
Yes,
Hitler. You know he loves
yes.
the
His
same play.
own vice president said it before he was offered, before he had the offer. He said, I think he's America's Hitler. Now he's suddenly like, well, I changed my mind. I mean,
Because like you said, it benefits him now. Starting to
that
benefit.
benefits me.
And that's what for me with the race issue. Because even, we're laughingly joking that boots on the ground is so true.
Mhm.
We've just been fighting for so long. And
It's
it's
exhausting.
exhausting. We're watching things roll back and the 92% they're saying we're sitting this one out. You guys got to figure this out on your own. But
Yes.
unfortunately, this is my fit. We can't let them do it because no one's going to
I
fight for
can't figure it out.
well, they can, but no one's going to fight for you like you will fight for yourself.
Very true.
Like we
And
always
by
tell.
92%, what we're referring to is 92% of African American women
Mhm.
voted for Kamala Harris.
Yes. And the majority of black men did too. It was just
Yes,
a smaller amount than black women.
absolutely. And so the 92%, you'll see it, you'll see the hashtags everywhere. This idea that the 92% we're all saying, we're done. We did our best. Sorry, y'all.
Where our
And I
fans at?
tried it. I tried it. I was like, sorry, soft life. I'm done here.
Yeah. But
Can deal with it. I will be. And then I tried to Biblize it.
the Bible
I
said
tried to Biblize it. And I said, I'm going to be in Goshen.
that's me. I was like, I'm Goshen.
Honey, I'm just going to live in the
Messing.
kingdom. I'm not thinking about none of this. I'm just going to, and I can't watch, like my husband he will go from 0 to 10. He will go from 0 to 10. So I can't really watch this stuff when
Mhm.
he's anywhere around. What was that? What is he doing now? Oh my God. He'll go into prayer. He's just like, Lord, help us today. Like it just becomes a thing. So for me to try to get some information, go
Yeah.
to Google, watch some things. Yeah, I have to do it when he's not around because he will go from 90 to 10. So it was very easy for me, January, February, to say, I'm over it.
Yeah.
I'm over all of this. We did what we could. We tried to warn you. We
We
tried to tell
fought. We fought. We fought. We
you. Yep.
fought. But
Tried to tell you, and you didn't want to believe it. And I think the reason why I wanted to check out mentally, emotionally,
mhm.
I wanted to check out is because I felt like the reason why you didn't hear us. Who in their right mind, in their righteous mind, would make that choice. And I felt like the reason had was rooted in racism and misogyny. And so there was a part of me that felt like y'all deserve this.
Yeah, it's and see
You
you
deserve this.
even what you say you felt like it was rooted in racism and
Oh, it
misogyny. You
is.
know it is. Like for
Mhm.
me, it's there's no feeling. It is
It
because
is.
I look you can look at me and say, well, no, it's not racism. But why did you?
And
But
why
he's a
and why
known
did you go for him?
he has been in he's all
Yes.
the things the negative things that they said he is. You know,
Mhm.
you've seen it. You've seen him
And
say
yet
it
this is who you
out
chose.
loud,
Mhm.
and you still will say to me, no, no, it's not because of that.
Mhm. Mhm.
Has it been difficult to, are you one of those people who can't break bread or remain friends with people who voted for him?
Now, you know what's really interesting? This is so interesting. Years ago, I had a friend. She's of European descent. Love her very much. And
Mhm.
we spent a lot of time together. We both lived in the same area. We spent a lot of time together, shopping, out for dinner, those kinds of things. She moved, and I went to visit her,
Mhm.
and President Obama had just been elected. She, long story short, we're no longer friends. Her mindset began to really shift. She became so strongly anti-immigration. And
Oh
I
wow.
get it. I get a part of it. I get you saying we need stronger immigration laws, blah, blah,
Mhm.
blah. But to blame those
Immigrant.
people
Right.
for everything wrong,
Right.
it just was getting to be really weird. And the things that she was saying about him, it just began to get really, really weird. And so when she found out that, yes, I absolutely voted for him. Um, and yeah, we no longer have a friendship. So long story short, and it wasn't my choice.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
She just was like, she didn't, people don't officially end the thing,
You just they it's
but they just don't talk to you anymore,
like the
right?
Simpsons meme where he
Yeah,
fades.
yeah, yeah. She just faded right into the bushes, faded to green. Well,
Yeah.
now here we are in 2025.
Huh.
And I'm so tempted to do that.
It's very hard not to.
I'm so tempted to do that the
Mhm.
way she did me. I'm so tempted to do that to other people. Now, I
Mhm.
don't know anybody personally. I know, no, I know one person. And the temptation is to treat them like a stepchild,
Oh Lord, a redheaded stepchild at that, huh?
redheaded in a house full of brunettes. So that's the temptation. And so I have to really watch myself that I don't. And even like for a first couple of months, just I live in an area where I could go days, weeks even, and not see any other Black people.
That has to be mentally draining.
It's very interesting for me.
Yeah.
So, like today, I saw several Black people because we headed into another area and hung out and did other things, right?
Mhm.
But in the area where I live, no, nobody.
That's how I felt living in Japan because it's very
Yes.
in
You don't see
society.
anybody that looks like you.
Don't see
And
anyone that
so
looks like you
even
too.
walking, yeah.
You're like,
Hi. Oh, we check on each other. How you doing? How you doing? You all right? You are. I'm all
you
right,
know,
right? You okay? You good? You good? Yeah, you good. So what I found myself doing is out in stores, out at the park,
Mhm.
just walking, going to the beach. Because I'll go to the beach on a weekday morning and then you can look up the coast and down. Ain't nobody looking like me.
No.
And so I found myself looking around at the beach, like, I wonder which one of
Oh my
these
gosh.
trying to sink our ship. I mean, trying to sink our whole ship, just flush democracy down the
I mean,
toilet. Yes, because you just couldn't stomach that somebody who looks like me would be our commander in chief.
because
It,
you know that's where it started.
yes.
That's where it started. That because he was voted in not once, but twice. And how dare they? How
Mm-hmm.
dare they? And
Uh-huh.
that's so it is.
Because without a Barack Obama, there would be no Donald Trump.
That's it, exactly.
He's
I-
he's the chaos that came out of their, like, it's like, that he's the
yeah,
chaos that came out of the, oh no, America's actually going to be a real democracy.
right. Now, and I firmly believe this though. I don't believe that God, for one, he's not the chosen. I know that.
No.
But I do believe that he is being allowed to be used to reveal
Mhm.
the true heart of America. True
Yes.
heart, unfortunately, is
People have free will.
racism. We were
Yes.
the
It's
country was
founded on it.
stolen land
Yes.
built by people who were stolen from their homeland.
Yes. But we don't want to say that.
You don't, and
And
it
if
just
you say that, how dare you teach that?
so
Don't.
you're saying I'm a racist. Well, racist is as racist does. I don't think every single person is a racist. But I think if you have racist tendencies and you don't work them through, if you don't admit to it and say, I need to change,
I need to change this. Yeah.
then yeah.
So yeah, I had some significant issues. I think I'm settling in. I needed to vent about it. Thank you for this. And I'm glad that, like, make a podcast about it, because I feel that there's got to be other people that feel the same way. Like, I need to talk about the fact that this is crazy. No
Mhm.
one wants to say it's crazy. And little by little, we're getting this whole I regret my vote thing, and it's challenging my compassion. And Dr. Hart Ramsey taught us about compassion fatigue,
Yes.
where you make a decision that's wrong for you.
Mhm.
And now you're coming around talking about, I didn't know, I didn't know.
Right.
The
Please
people
help
that
me.
tried to tell you
Yeah.
are like, we're exhausted.
I mean,
We retired from the fight. And now you come into the end, and the leopards have turned on you. And now you talk about you need compassion. You know
it's
what I mean?
the word, the
You
best
get
word is
compassion
exhausted.
fatigue. And I
Mhm.
think there's other people out there that feel the same level of compassion fatigue, where, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna have an ice cream cone. I'm gonna watch a movie. I'm
Yeah.
gonna live a soft life.
Yeah.
And I want you to stick around, because we're gonna do this bonus material for Patreon.
Love it. Let's do
But
it.
we'll talk about why these folks are mad that Megan Sussex
Oh Lord. I'm
is living.
mad.
It's not only is she living a soft life, but she's teaching us how to do the same. And I love it.
Just chilling. Like that's what gets me. She's just minding her
She's
business.
just minding her business and making everybody mad. But it has happened before. Don't be out here looking like you looking, being happy.
Looking like you looking with that permanent tan. Don't be out with that permanent tan looking like
Out
you.
there in them California hills. This, I watched the show and I loved it. And we'll do
It's
some.
so funny you were telling me about that, and I don't. It's just so boring. But you're right. It's like people were saying it reminds them of Martha Stewart, and I used to watch Martha Stewart, but she was boring in a
Yes.
way. It was like a boring.
But I think that the tension that we need, that with all the craziness, I want you to stick around, because I want to talk about the timing of her show, particularly on the back end, in the midst of this chaos.
Oh, I
After
love it.
we've done all of that,
Uh-huh.
and now everybody wants your compassion. First, they were fighting you, and now they want your compassion. And in the midst of all that, we have someone saying, hey, this is how you host a tea party for your friends. So stick around. First of all, thanks for letting me vent. Thanks for sharing how you feel about it.
Yeah, because I
Crazy.
could talk about it for hours.
And I'm gonna tell you what I'm about to do. What them fans at? I'm about to get my
I wish I had my fan. It's in the car. Wait, did I tell you that the kindergartners at my school did that for our Black History program?
who recorded it? Because I really want to see it.
They were so cute. Their little fans and their little
They're
cowboy
like
hats.
5 years old.
Were 5 and 6. When I say they were so adorable out there, some
Did
of
they
them
have on
were a little
cowboy hats?
shiny, but I was like, you guys are cute no matter what. It doesn't matter. You're
Oh,
just.
absolutely. Bump into each other, fall over. We don't care.
And then there were those who got it. They had their little hips popping. I said, you
Uh-uh,
gotta
uh,
go, girl. I mean,
okay.
just adorable. Just adorable. I loved it.
think it's amazing. I think it's amazing. I think you're amazing.
Oh, right
And
back at
we just keep, hey,
you.
it's a cultural phenomenon.
Yeah,
Feeling like you're tired of it. And at the same time, you feel irresponsible if you completely don't care
yeah.
because we live
You
here.
do because
And we
one, you
should care. And so we should pray and we should vote. And I have emailed I've found my representative here and I've emailed my representative and he's a
oh,
whole,
that's good.
I'm doing the things. And at the same time, you feel like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to relax. Brother man is in the kitchen. You probably hear the water running. He's in the kitchen about to cook me a nice meal. And I'm going to sit in the sunshine and relax and live my life because we
Oh,
can't let it consume us.
no, you can't.
Jesus
This
is still Lord. So we can't let it consume us, but we also can't just not really pray
by.
for people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't
Yeah.
sit idly by. But
Yeah.
also don't have to stress
We
because
sure don't.
God already said, what if you see the birds of the air and the beasts of the field, what you worried about, girl?
Let me tell you, we were on a golf course today. Okay. We're gonna say this and then we're gonna be done. We were
Okay.
on a golf course today, and there were these vultures flying above.
Oh,
And
oh.
I said, hey, we're not playing that badly, you know.
Away from me.
So,
Get me,
so
bird.
he's like, they're dead on the green. They can't get their short game is weak. And I said, we're not playing that badly. Scatter, scatter. And PJ said, oh, they're not that kind of bird. I said, I don't know. They look like they're that kind of bird. So that was on like, I don't know, maybe like 12. When we came over on 18,
Mhm.
we saw those same birds gathered up, devouring the carcass of a raccoon. Now, I don't know if they killed it
Oh, wow.
or they just found it dead because those vultures are the garbage collectors and they clean all that stuff up for us, right?
Right.
So they were just in there cleaning out all the guts and eating it up. And I said, see, I told you. And
You should have listened to me. I told you.
that's kind of how we feel like there's some vindication when things are
Yeah.
going crazy, but you don't want things to go crazy.
No,
You know
no,
what I
not at
mean?
all.
Yeah, yeah,
Not at
yeah,
all.
yeah. So anyway, thank you. I love you. I will see you in a couple of
Love you
weeks
too.
when I'm
Yep.
back in Indiana doing my thing. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Catch me on social media at PR The Builder. Visit me online at pamross.com. Catch you next time.